I'm here with Neil in front of the governor's mansion.
So in this particular example, if a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly. So in this particular example, if a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the...
All right, how about you? You start recording.
Yeah, I'm recording.
It's really blown out of proportion.
Just wanted to give you a heads up, because this is not an organized rally or event. You'll probably have to go over there.
You made some headlines for saying that you
well, that's just my First Amendment rights to come here. These are public grounds. They're open every day of the week. I'm peacefully demonstrating. You have to have a permit. It's a why. I'm standing here peacefully speaking my First Amendment rights. So I don't have to have a permit to do that. The U.S. Constitution guarantees me that.
I think
Are you trying to violate my First Amendment rights, sir? Sir, I'm just telling you what was passed on. Okay, do you want to have your supervisor? Are you the supervisor, I am a supervisor. Okay, these are public grounds right here, correct? Correct. Okay, why am I being told that I cannot openly express myself? Can I finish, please? Yeah. Why am I being told that I cannot openly express myself here on public grounds, which is guaranteed in the First Amendment of the United States Constitution?
This is considered an organized protest. You've got a speaker and signs, and you don't have a permit.
It's not organized. You know what? I just learned about it this morning.
Sir, you can absolutely get a permit.
I don't need a permit. I have the First Amendment, sir. I don't need a permit. Come on. These are public grounds. I am peacefully demonstrating. I have a problem with this governor, i.e. the government, so I'm redressing grievances with the government.
Right.
And that is specifically guaranteed in the U.S. Constitution.
Absolutely. And you specifically do that over on the...
No, I can specifically do it here. That's absolutely legal. Are you going to violate my First Amendment rights?
Sir, you have services.
Do you want to call your supervisor over, sir?
Sir, I'll call my supervisor if that's what you want. He can tell you the same thing I just told you.
Okay. Because I want someone to explain to me why you guys think you can violate my First Amendment rights. Why aren't you asking these other people to leave?
I just did, as a matter of fact.
Well, they shouldn't leave either. Nobody should leave this area. We all have First Amendment rights. This is a public area. We're here to redress our grievances against this government. So nobody leave here. Do not give in to the intimidation. You are absolutely within your constitutional rights to stand here and peacefully express yourself. Do not allow these law enforcement officers to infringe upon your rights. And I guess they're singling me out for some reason. Why, I don't know. I'm not being peaceful, really? How so, sir? Oh, you have political differences with me, so now I'm not being peaceful. Oh, please. You need to be a little more tolerant, sir. We all have different opinions. And not to interrupt you guys, but I'd also like to let you know that I do know how to, and I will file a federal lawsuit and represent myself. I'm in the process of that right now, and it's against another law enforcement officer who violated my constitutional rights. And let me tell you, that's not something you guys want to go through. So consider my constitutional rights before you guys choose to infringe upon them, because I know all about it. Been in this case for 2 years, and I'm willing to do the same thing with you guys. I don't want to, because I know you're just doing what you're being told to do, but it's not legal, it's not lawful. Well, you know what? As long as we got all these cameras on us. Hold on. Oh, no. So just for the record, folks, so everybody's updated here, I'm being told by the U.S. Capitol Police that I'm not allowed to have this speaker set up. I'm not allowed to peacefully demonstrate here. I'm not allowed to exercise my constitutional rights.
It's funny?
What's so funny?
I don't know.
You don't have any AAAs, do you?
No.
Hey, how's it going, sir? You
I'm all right.
requested
How are you?
lieutenant? I'm First Sergeant Flick.
How you doing?
Good.
Very well. You don't have any AA batteries on you, some in the truck.
All right.
How can I help you, sir?
Yes, sir. Are you familiar with the regulations for Capitol Square?
I am familiar with the United States Constitution. I am familiar that this is public grounds. I've been down here before when there's no demonstration going on.
Okay.
And I'm very familiar with my First Amendment rights to freely express myself peacefully, which is what I'm doing here. And I'm also very familiar with filing federal lawsuits against law enforcement officers who violate constitutional rights.
Okay.
And I forewarn you guys that I will do that if you force me off of this public property while I am simply redressing grievances with the government.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. So my question was, are you familiar with the Capitol Square regulations?
Sir?
Of the state?
I
From
am-
the General Services?
I
I've
am
actually
not
got
in
it
the
up.
business of knowing all state government regulations. That's
Okay.
impossible. But what I can tell you again is I'm fully aware of my constitutional rights, and under the First Amendment, I have the explicit right to demonstrate peacefully here, to express myself, and specifically to address the government with my grievances, which is what I'm doing here today, because I'm here because I don't believe that the governor's actions are constitutional either.
Okay. All right. Well, regardless of that, let me. It's a little hard to see here. My phone's cracked.
Sir, I really, you don't
Well,
need to show
it's-
me any regulations.
Yeah, I will have to because we have to enforce the regulations Capitol Square. So I just want to make sure that
Well,
if
no
you're
regulations on Capitol Square trump the U.S. Constitution, sir. I'm
All right.
sorry. So it's a moot point. I don't want to see that. I'm sorry.
Okay, so just letting you know here, no parades, processions, assemblages, or displaying of flags, banners, devices, or other devices, designed or adapted to bring to public notice any party, organization, movement shall be permitted within Capitol Square except as provided within, and there are the exceptions right there.
All right, well, I don't even see where I'm in violation of that. Not that that matters, because the U.S. Constitution trumps any state regulation, okay? The First Amendment trumps any state regulation regarding peacefully demonstrating in this open square. As a matter of fact, that's a statue of, is that George Washington? And then there's a statue over there of a lot of the founding fathers. Isn't it kind of ironic that you, as a law enforcement officer sworn to uphold the U.S. Constitution, are trying to tell me that in this public square, a very sort of place designed to freely express ourselves, you're telling me I cannot do that?
It has rules and regulations. Capitol Square has rules and regulations. If
It's
you
an
want, I can go
anti-protest
over.
law. It's an anti-protest law.
Yeah.
So we've
It's
got
not legitimate.
we've accumulated a few too many of those laws over time.
Well, it's not even a law. And it's not a law, it's not a valid law. You're telling me it's a regulation. You're telling me a regulation, which is not even a law, it's not even a statute, trumps the United States Constitution. Did you swear an oath to support and uphold the United States Constitution, sir?
I'm not going
Did you? You did,
We're
didn't
gonna
you?
have officers. We
Did
need
all
them
of
to
you?
commit to that.
Did you guys?
So-
Did you swear an oath? He swore an oath. I assume you all swore an oath to uphold the United States Constitution. And you're not doing that. And I'm telling you, if you violate my rights, there's going to be a federal lawsuit over it, because that's the only thing that you guys understand. And I know how to do it. Go look it up. Wolf versus DHS. And this is against the federal government. State government doesn't scare me whatsoever.
So we're here and we agree that Ralph Northam is, his being in this KKK sort of affiliated image, clearly unacceptable. I think if this is are you two folks together? Can I ask
That doesn't matter.
Okay, well, I'm
That
just
doesn't
asking
really
you.
matter. Everybody's
Okay.
here for their own issues. Everybody's free to express themselves. If you don't like photos of the governor from 40 years ago, I'm fine with you expressing yourself about that. I'm very disturbed at the comments he made about basically killing children after they're born. Frankly, I don't find the pictures from 40 years ago as disturbing as a human life,
I'm sorry.
but to each their own.
I think that this
But the bigger
space
issue
specifically is about those photographs and about the hurt that they've
really?
caused.
So now you're going to tell me that only your issue can be expressed here in this area.
Just saying
That's
that-
absurd. Please, I'm not even going to engage you anymore because that's absurd.
Yeah. We each have our own reasons for being here. Let's just peacefully assemble.
I support your
I'm
right
peacefully
to
assembling.
freely express yourself.
Right, we support
If
Let's
you
agree
don't
to
like
a
the color of the
disagree.
shoes the governor wears and you want him to resign because of that, I'm fine with you expressing yourself, okay?
That's pretty reductive to compare those
We
issues.
should not argue because you're going to have your opinion and we're going to have ours, and we're never going to get anywhere.
Exactly.
So let's
Just
you
go
stick with
and
yours.
express your opinion. I'm expressing mine. I didn't come here to have confrontations with anybody.
We're just talking here.
I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah, it's okay.
Why don't we all instead? Do we all agree on the First Amendment and your right to freely express
and we agree
yourself?
that Ralph Northam is too close to the KKK in this image. So
Okay.
those are two important things
That's
that I think
fine.
we agree on. So that's
What
good.
I'm dealing
I
with
don't-
right now with state law enforcement is the First Amendment issue.
No,
Okay.
yeah, and I support that.
I haven't
Yeah,
even,
so-
and as opposed to being able to freely express myself about this issue, I have to engage law enforcement officers.
Earlier today,
I have to engage.
and
Excuse
spoke
me,
about
can I finish?
issues
Oh,
that are
geez.
facing masses of people in the city.
Look,
Issues
I am
like
addressing
housing
a First
rights,
Amendment
issues
issue
like
right now.
education rights,
I
and
don't.
You're making this about you.
It's your issue. Go over there and you can have your demonstration. I'll have mine here.
As a white person, you should step back and let the important
Oh,
Today
geez.
isn't
I know,
about
right?
Dude, I don't think along racial lines, okay? We're all people. Doesn't matter what your color
Very
is.
racial issue here that we've got going on.
Well, maybe it is for you. I'm fine with you having those beliefs. I'm fine with that. We're all free to have our beliefs.
Well, that's true.
But I don't
Yeah.
think along racial lines, okay? That I consider that kind of childish.
We agree. We don't. That's
Well,
having people's
I am-
expression shut down here is not what we want for
Okay,
anybody. So,
thanks.
So we agree with
Hey,
this.
have a great day, and I admire all of you for coming out and freely expressing yourselves.
Well, that's
I really
the
do.
most important thing.
I do. You're right, it is. And we should stand united in that, if nothing else.
Exactly. Amen to that.
If we're not able to hold our signs up, we shouldn't be.
Well, you are able to hold your signs up, ma'am. What? We're on the same team here. That's what I don't get. Yes, we are. If you had any sense, you'd realize that. You are allowed to hold your sign up. You just need to muster the courage and understand the First Amendment. Yes, you do.
I know.
This is absurd. I feel sorry for you. You need to understand your rights, ma'am, and you don't.
Can't yell fire.
I'm not yelling fire. It's absurd.
Shame that those poor dogs have to put up with that.
I know, isn't it terrible?
Cruelty to animals.
See, what you guys are doing is redirecting. You're redirecting things and attacking me.
Well, it's because you're taking up all the oxygen here.
I don't want to take.
A megaphone
hey, no,
is inappropriate.
I have law enforcement
buddy.
officers
A
telling me.
megaphone is inappropriate.
I have. No, it's not
You're
inappropriate. It's
you're-
part of
you're
free
drowning
speech.
out every other
Hey,
voice.
go enjoy your free speech rights, because I'm gonna.
Okay, and I'll just keep yelling every time you yell.
I
How
don't
about
want to
that?
yell.
Fine,
I'm
you
not
have the right to
yelling,
do that.
sir. I'm
Also,
talking.
that thing, Ralph Northam is a racist.
Well,
It's clear
okay.
from the photos, just as long as
Fine.
we're not
I
emphasizing this basic
I totally understand why you think those are tasteless photos. I understand that, and I respect your right to express yourself freely.
Emphasize Ralph Northam.
Megaphones are inappropriate.
AA batteries. Yeah, tell the founding fathers that, buddy.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of other people who have voices.
No, and they didn't have AR-15s either.
And you don't need one either. Nobody does.
It's called technical equivalency. Technical equivalency. It's a free speech issue. Hey, you are all welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome for what I just did. Because what I just did here
There you go.
was I reminded these law enforcement officers who are doing the right thing that everyone here has the right to freely express themselves. So go get your signs and hold them up. I want to see that. Make us all proud Americans. Go get your signs, because you have a right to do that. And no sign at the gates of this public grounds can tell you you can't do that.
As long as the officers are asking us to stop expressing, they're not doing the right thing. But
You're right. So muster the courage and go get your sign again.
Your message is not the most important one to emphasize, sir. If it's
Okay,
about-
I have no problem with that. Go get your signs,
We're
folks.
here together.
Go get your signs. It's time to man up. Go get your signs. And woman up.
I'm non-binary. What do you want me to do?
Whatever you want to do. Gender fluid up.
Oh, Lord.
Anyways.
Oh, boy, she's gonna throw... she's gonna come throw punches now.
I wish everyone would go and get your signs. If you had a sign and you were told to put it away, you are not now allowed to go and get your sign and hold it up, regardless of what your views are here. You're allowed to do that under the Constitution. These officers are respecting that, and I commend them for that, and I commend their superiors who made that decision up above. And hopefully everybody here has learned a lesson today about your First Amendment rights. For the record, my system's not even working, so nobody can tell me,
right.
Oh, it's because you have a loudspeaker, which I'm perfectly allowed to have anyway. Perfectly lawful, perfectly legal. It's just a shame that, you know, you come out here and you want to achieve the same goal instead of, you know, being on the same side of free speech. People want to attack you just because you don't share their views or your views are a little different. That's the sad part of it all. And imagine that the ones who seem so against me here seem to be hardcore leftists.
Yep.
Which, you know, as a matter of fact, I think their issue is reasonable of these photos, but at the same time, I don't find them nearly as disturbing as murdering young babies.
I don't either.
It's nowhere near the same level.
Oh, here we go.
Sir. Are y'all willing to move your loudspeaker and signs?
My loudspeaker is not even functional right now.
Okay. Well, regardless.
Well, I'm not. It's not on.
Okay. All right.
It's my loudspeaker, for the record, is not on. My microphone is not functioning.
Okay.
But, and I'm not even holding the sign. Wish I had brought one now. But no, I'm not going to move. No.
Are you willing to not bring people in as an assemblage?
I am not bringing anyone in. I came here alone.
Okay. Well,
okay.
I still have to get rid of the sign. Are you with?
No, she
no, I
does
drove
not.
myself.
No, she
here.
does not. And if you guys are going to violate her First Amendment rights, I'm going to help her in a pro se case, a federal case.
Okay.
No, a sign is perfectly legal. It's peaceful, and she is expressing her constitutional rights.
Yes. But
And you are violating your oath of office, all of you, if you do not allow her to maintain her sign.
Okay. First and foremost, you can hang out here. It is public. But what
I know I can. Thank you.
But what I can't have you do is bringing people together.
Sir, please don't
accuse
accuse me of bringing people together. Okay. Even though we have the right to peacefully assemble, I'm not bringing people together.
Listen to you. Listen to him.
I came down. Well, no, I'm going to stop him if he makes a false point, and I'm going to clarify it for the record, because we are on the record. We're on Periscope. The world's watching you right now.
Cool.
And the fact of the matter is, I did not organize this assembly, okay? I'm one man, I'm one person, one Virginian, who came down here from the north side of Richmond to stand here and freely express myself. That's all I'm doing. I don't even have a sign, and frankly, my AV system isn't even working.
Okay, well, number one, that can't be used, okay, if we're clear about that.
Well, no, it can be,
No,
and if I want to go get batteries, I will use it.
Sir.
Yes, it can be.
If you use that, that's violating the
Well, then,
regulations.
you know, you can take action if you so choose, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to be in violation of your oath, and you're going to be trampling upon my constitutional rights, and I've given you notice of that, sir.
Okay, gotcha.
I've given you notice of that.
Now, the next thing that's not regulated is that sign cannot be in here.
Yes, it can be. These are her First Amendment rights. These are public grounds.
All right, I showed you once again. You want to see the regulations again?
No, because I know the U.S. Constitution. You want me to read that to you? I'm gonna.
All right.
You know that we're in the right here. You know that. And you guys, I don't care what if your superiors are telling you that we are not in the right, then why don't you make your superiors come out here and talk to me?
Gotcha.
Let's get them on the record. They're putting you guys in the line of fire, and you don't deserve to be. You don't deserve to be. I'm gonna read the First Amendment.
Man, we're gonna have to get rid of the signage if you can't get rid of it, that's violation.
It's my sign now. I'm taking it. It's my sign.
Okay.
You want to get rid of it, you're going to have to arrest me. And for the record, it wasn't even my sign originally.
Okay.
You're gonna take me out? Let me walk away from my
sir,
dogs. I don't
we've
want
offered
you
several
touching me.
opportunities. Sir,
Let me walk away from my dogs. You guys are idiots. Here's my rights being violated.
Hey, right.
Look, here's another one you're gonna have to arrest. Hey, don't
Stop
rough me
resisting. Stop resisting.
Let me give her my phone. Take my phone, please. Don't be roughing me up. You're bending my arm. You don't need to do that. I'm being peaceful.
Right, I understand, sir. I understand.
You were bending my arm.
First Amendment rights, sir.
You guys better treat me gingerly. I'm telling you, you're setting yourself up for a lawsuit right now.
Okay, don't touch him. Don't touch him.
Right. I can film.
I'm just making sure. You're putting your
You guys are violating my constitutional rights, and you're all going to be sued individually.
Sir, you have the right.
You're not sued as a department. You're sued individually. Watch. You know that? You have individual liability here. Stop bending my arm up so hard, guys. I'm not a limber, skinny dude. Okay. When you bend my arm up that far, it's painful.
Rough treatment, all too common.
I'm not resisting whatsoever. Hey, put my periscope on, would you? Yours as well. Keep yours going.
Can you step back?
Look at you now. Now you don't want to record it. Don't step in
Step
her
back.
way.
Which way?
Step right over here.
Don't you step
Thank
in
you.
her way. Look
Appreciate
at
it.
this. Don't you try to block that. Are you the lieutenant who ordered all of this? I want everybody's badge name here, badge number and name. You will.
Thank you.
You guys are violating my rights.
You got it? All right. Got my cup.
I do agree with you, sir. I see this as a violation. I don't agree with all of your message, but I agree this shouldn't be happening. We've been assisted in the governorship, and he needs to go.
Don't leave with your sign. Come join me.
Well, that really depends, sir. But
Well, have the
I
courage.
shouldn't be either.
Have the courage, because if we don't stand up for our rights, you'll lose them, folks.
Sir, what do you want to do with the dog?
I'll take responsibility for the dogs.
Are you? Okay.
What's your name? Lieutenant Duncan. You realize you're violating my constitutional rights? Don't touch my dogs. My friend will handle my dogs. Don't touch any of my
Ma'am, you
stuff.
good with that? You good with the dogs?
Yes.
Don't touch those dogs. If you hurt those dogs, you're also going to be liable for that personally. And that, I can assure you, will be on a very personal level.
I don't have a speaker. He's preaching a message I don't totally agree with, but we both want Ralph gone. He's being arrested. This shouldn't be happening. Simple as that. Got a First Amendment here.
I feel sorry for you if you think this is funny, young lady. Because you know what? Regardless of your beliefs, if this is happening to you, I would stand in support of you.
Well, Neil is getting arrested right now
People like me who have real courage.
as we're in front of the governor's mansion, and he was told he was not allowed to peacefully assemble.
Arrested anyone before or what? It's disgraceful that this is happening in Virginia. It's almost as disgraceful as the governor who's in this executive mansion, who is a proponent of infanticide.
Well, the real disgrace is his being in this moment, sir. He'd be arrested regardless.
Folks, we got Lieutenant Duncan here. He seems to be the officer in charge. Please call the Virginia State Capitol Police, the Commandant, and express your disdain for this sort of violation of my First Amendment rights. This has happened to me on these grounds before, but I left, and I'm not backing down this time, because these are public grounds, and I have the right to express myself freely under the United States Constitution.
Where will he be taken?
And you guys are violating your oath of office.
Which, I'm not from Richmond, so I don't know what jail they take him to.
We'll let you know, so we have a location.
Do you have a card I can contact?
We'll let you know. So
okay. Yes! I'll get their information of where they're taking you.
Regardless, but I appreciate the information.
Well, I'll show you the information.
I hear you.
mind just explaining the rules?
Apparently he's doing that.
You can listen right now. We're going to talk about it right now.
So the Department of General Services has regulations for Capitol Square. You can do a Google search on this. It's on the DGS's website through Capitol Square here. I apologize, my phone is a little cracked right there, so it's a little hard to see. But it lists all the rules and regulations for the square. The one that's pertinent to what we're talking about here is no parades, processions, assemblages, or displaying of flags, banners, or devices, designed or adapted to bring into public notice any party, organization, or movement that shall be permitted in Capitol Square, except as the following regulations within. So, one is the approval of the governor. Two is if you want to request for permits for assemblages, meetings, or functions by historical, patriot, other groups, or other reasons, for example, you would notify DGS. You can do this online.
But you can't get a permit the same day. Is that correct? You can't get a permit the same, because this is an anti-protest law, essentially.
Correct.
Like, I know you didn't make it, sir.
Protesting the governor.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not getting
Not on the same day. There are some exceptions if you had approval by the governor or through the Department of General Services, who actually issues out the permit.
Okay, I mean, I'd like a permit today. I think you should be able to get a permit the same day. And anyway, I don't think I'm in the way of any like if he were coming out and I were in the way of his caravan needing to set up for him to give a speech to resign like he should, then, you know, I'd feel like I was getting in the way of a legitimate operation. But I'm standing here with the sign. I don't think you guys should, whatever directions you're getting, you shouldn't be arresting people for this. Not even that guy whose message was also
Can I get
whack.
your card, please?
But, yeah, we should be able to protest here peacefully.
Do you know where they're going to take him?
Is anybody with the guy who was arrested?
No, nobody's with them.
Not yet.
Do you know where they're...
She's watching the dogs.
Do you know where they're going to take him at? I'm not from Richmond.
They're still dealing with the processing right now.
Is he fully detained, being arrested?
For trespassing.
I appreciate your explanation, but regardless, it's just not the right policy.
Card right now, but First Sergeant Flick 307 is my code number.
Can I get somebody's card? I don't have anybody's. I don't have information about. I'm not from this area.
I have some in my office, but I don't have any right now on me.
Who do I need to call? Well, see, I just need to know who to call about bailing him out and so forth.
Okay.
What's that process going to look like?
This is my card. Yeah.
Okay. So who do I need to call in order to find out his situation?
Well, they're processing him right now. I don't know if they're offering him a summons or taking him direct to Richmond Justice Center. That one is located Oliver Hill Way, just down the road right here. So. But I haven't talked to his officer yet, so I don't know.
Is there another officer who can give me information about?
Okay, so you'll find that out momentarily, or?
Yeah, I should.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm addressing with this young man here, so.
Gotcha.
I take your time. So I'd appreciate that info.
Quick. Did we explain the rules?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I explained the rules and he.
Yeah, it's like his top 4 best pictures of the year.
It's okay. It's alright, Mama. Come here. Hi, it's okay.
So is there some information available at this time about...
Yep, well, what happened was Neil got arrested for peaceably assembly, and I'm just standing out here waiting to find out more information about where they're going to take him so I can get him out. I've got the dogs with me.
don't make these rules. I think it's an illegitimate rule.
Thank you. Yes.
I think this is a public space. I'm not in the way of any legitimate operation. I don't think I'm impeding on your operation. So if you're directed to arrest me, you guys are gonna do that. But
okay, here we go again. We're not allowed to hold our signs. They said that we could be out here, but we can't hold our signs. This was my sign. Neil and I were the only ones representing baby, that he's a baby killer. Nobody else cares that he's saying it's okay to kill newborn babies. Nobody else cares about that. Yep, so.
She'll be proud of you.
I appreciate that.
So that's 2 down. Yep. Thank you. Share this on social media. It's alright, guys. I know. I know. Where's your daddy? Huh? Where's your daddy? It's okay. They know. I know. I know. Poor Loki. No, I didn't expect this. Neil took the sign from me. When they said you can't have the sign, Neil stole the sign and said it's my sign now. He said if you're gonna arrest me, then you're gonna have to arrest me. Cheers. I'm in front of the governor's mansion right now. Yeah, Richmond, Virginia. I'm just waiting to see where they're gonna take him. Well, Neil's already knee-deep in a lawsuit, so he knows how to file, and he'll be... The other guy, I'm telling you, everybody here was a liberal except for Neil and me. Well, the other guy made some comments about our issue being a moot point or something. The real issue was that he's a racist. It's funny how the liberals can tell what the real issues are and what the non-real issues are. Lord. Alright, well, I'm gonna shut this down and then try to find out where they took Neil and try to figure out if I should hang out down here or go back, what I should do. Take the doggies with me for the day. Alright, bye guys. Say bye. I will. Talk to you later.